myself, as I said, I'm studying civil engineering at NMSU with an emphasis in geotechnical engineering, and I plan to graduate in December of this year. I'm originally from Sedalia, Colorado, and graduated with honors from California High School in 2013, and I'm also a competitive horseback rider in the discipline of hunter jumpers, and that's actually what brought me to NMSU. I was on their NCAA women's equestrian team for 3 years, and in 2012 I was a United States Hunter Jumper Association Emerging Athletes Program finalist, which means that I was in the top 16 out of over 300 riders in North America. So my journey to civil engineering began with a love for math and science. I actually started out as an electrical engineer my freshman year at NMSU, and after I took geology, I decided I had to change and do something else. And I knew that I needed to focus on an engineering field that incorporated geology a lot. So that's how I discovered geotechnical engineering. And actually, the owners of the company that I have interned with have greatly influenced my decision to be a geotechnical engineer and have inspired a love for the engineering field. So my involvement at NMSU, as I said before, began as a competitor on the NMSU NCAA women's equestrian team, and I received 80% of a full scholarship for those 3 years. I was an academic All-American for 2014 and 15. I completed over 150 community service hours while representing New Mexico State Athletics, and I was a student athlete advisory council member from 2013 to 2015. Currently, I'm an active member of the Engineering Research Center for Biomediated and Bioinspired Geotechnics, and I am an undergraduate research assistant under Dr. Paolo Bandini. I'm also an ASCE student member. And that picture is our fountain project for Dr. Brausier's fluid mechanics class. That was last year. So my senior capstone design class is the design of small dams, which is taught by Dr. Salim Bauzier. And the purpose of this course is to design a small earth-fill dam for the Mossman Arroyo in Mesquite, New Mexico, which is just down the highway. And the purpose of this dam is to protect the people of Mesquite, the livestock, the farms, and also the highway right there. So for those of you who aren't from New Mexico, we have a lot of flooding in the fall in these arroyos, and they're short duration but very high intensity floods. So that's why we need to build dams for an arroyo like the Mossman Arroyo. So for this project, we get to experience pretty much every part of designing a dam, from studying the hydrology, delineating a watershed, creating a hydrograph, all the way to actually selecting a suitable structure for this arroyo. And we also write professional technical reports for each part of the project. So in addition to my involvement at NMSU, I've had 3 summer internships so far with Hepworth Pollock Geotechnical in Parker, Colorado. They're now owned by Kumar & Associates, and I worked for them from 2014, 15, 16, and will return for the summer of 2017. I pretty much got to experience everything, every part of a geotechnical company. So from laboratory work, I worked in the engineering and construction labs. So I have done everything from run proctors to gradations, adverts, worked in the asphalt lab, just to name a few. So I also did a lot of field work for them, concrete testing, main cylinders, asphalt testing and sampling, as well as basic inspections for reinforced steel, footings, inlets, anything like that. And I got to work with the engineers a lot in the office. So I helped them write transmittal reports, or transmittal letters, geotechnical reports, and extensive drafting in AutoCAD. So I also got to work with clients in the office and outside the office. And I really believe that this real-world experience is what has set a great foundation for my career. And that picture is Pine Drive in Parker, Colorado, and that is an asphalt job that I inspected. This is another job that I inspected. This is an inlet for a detention pond at the Gourmet Foods Warehouse in Denver. So on the left you can see the reinforced steel. They started putting the concrete, and this is a pipe on the other Inspired Geotechnics. So the partner universities in the center are NMSU, ASU, Georgia Tech, and UC Davis. ASU is our lead university. So the NSF-funded Engineering Center for Biomediated and Bio-Inspired Geotechnics focuses on ecologically friendly, cost-effective solutions inspired by nature for development and rehabilitation of resilient and sustainable civil infrastructure systems. So basically what the goal of CBBG is to study and research what nature has already done to make more sustainable and resilient infrastructure in the modern world. So we can study things like earthworms, ants, clams, and actually what I work in is the Adobe research. So this is a figure that covers all of what we do in CBBG, like subgrade biostabilization. We have studied soils that can create their own cementitious material, tree roots for foundations for tall buildings, just to name a few. So like I said, I'm involved in the Adobe research with Dr. Bandini, and we are building Adobe walls with full, half, and quarter scale bricks to study the structural and material properties of Adobe. So if you're not familiar with Adobe, it's a form of earthen construction that uses local material wherever the structure will be built, usually clay, sand, water, some kind of natural fibers, and to make bricks that will be dried in the sun. So the purpose of this research that we're doing is to improve and restore Adobe buildings all over the world. And it is very common for Adobe structures to be susceptible to earthquake failure in all over the world. So that is one thing that we are really focusing on, is for our Adobe structures to be able to withstand earthquake failures. And that is the flexure test on an Adobe beam we just did a couple weeks ago in the lab. So properties of Adobe that we test include moisture content at mixing and after drying, compressive strength, flexure, lateral loadings, and a few other tests. So this is just an example of a mixed design for our quarter scale bricks that we're working on right now. So about 64 pounds clay, 23 pounds sand, and a third of a pound of straw. So the clay and sand, it's not 100% one or the other, but usually the mixture is about 25% clay, 25% silt, and 50% sand, kind of like that. So, and the straw is to ensure that we have even drying throughout all the bricks. The current moisture that for like the mix that we're using right there, we are trying to hit about 18%. We've noticed that this is what that moisture content will give us a nice workable mixture so that it's easier to make the bricks. And the water content for each mix depends on the desired moisture content that you're trying to hit for the mix. So for that one, it's about like 10 pounds of water, I think. And another thing that we have noticed is that if we go beyond about 20 or 21% moisture when we mix the Adobe, that the compressive strength of the dry bricks will be much less. So we try not to go over 18, even though we need it to be very workable. And that's a picture of us mixing our Adobe in a wheelbarrow in the lab. So these are some full-scale bricks that we made this semester, and you can see that we have to compact them with our hands and in these wooden molds, and then that's what they look like when they come out of the molds. So they dry for about 2 weeks before we can use them. And this is a loading test on an Adobe wall. And so before the lateral loading, you can see there's no fractures, but afterwards, you can see that there's the fracture right there. So Adobe is popular all over the world. It can work in pretty much any climate. However, it's very popular in arid climates like what we have in Las Cruces. So we will soon be studying how temperature fluctuates inside bricks in the Amador Hotel, which I'll show you in a second. But probably one of the most famous Adobe structures in the world is the Taos Pueblo in Taos, Mexico. And this community has been inhabited for over 1,000 years, which makes it the longest surviving civilization in the world that is still lived in today. am going to graduate from NMSU with a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering in December of this year. And then I plan to enroll in grad school in Colorado and to study geotechnical engineering. And I always will continue to stay involved in ASCE for my career. Do you have any questions? Just in Colorado. I pretty much have focused on school during the school year, and when I was on the team, that was pretty much my job. So, and now I'm doing research for Dr. Mann.